back. Adrian Dante here.
Sarge Lamb.
Hey, you know what? This political situation, it's really, I don't quite understand. You know what? It's in people's mind when they're going to run for office.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do all kinds of things, and they get up in the numbers and everything else. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, the next day, of course, everybody in the world is in some kind of a sex scandal.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world is,
It's one thing to say, like Sarah Palin, she's like, oh, we expect our presidential candidates to be virgins and, pure and, sin-free. It's like, no. We just expect our political nominees or political candidates or even elected officials to not be douchebags. I mean, that's really, it's like, listen, I'm not really necessarily concerned about, Anthony Weiner taking a picture of his junk and texting it because I have a sense of humor and that's kind of funny. But somebody that not only does things illegal, because sexual harassment is a crime, all right? Oppressing women or men sexually is a crime. It is illegal. Or paying for sex, that is a crime. Or saying, if I'm not going to give you this job, unless, you have sex with me, that is illegal. So not only are they committing a crime, sending someone a photo of your junk isn't a crime. It's bad taste and funny. But it's not a crime. But so you got someone like Herman Cain, who literally committed a crime, and now, and we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg, because where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, these type of things, these are like, these are like constantly doing it. These people are addicts when it comes to this shit. They're always constantly going to be like sexually harassing people. And so now he's had a 13-long love affair.
That's a tough
for 13
one.
years cheating on his wife. That is scum. That is scum.
But alleged, okay?
Alleged.
Okay, let's look at it that way. It's alleged. But like you say, well, there is smoke. There's some kind of fire going on there,
Oh, yeah. But what's strange, though, is that they love to compare, early on, they're like, well, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton. Because, it's amazing when someone like them, you've got, it was Jim DeMint,
yes,
who's the senator that was having sex with prostitutes,
right.
And he gets a standing ovation. When then Elliot Spitzer has sex with a prostitute, he gets ran out of office. But it's amazing when Herman Cain was being, the sex scandal for his sexual harassment and his settlements. Keep in mind, people, when you pay to settle a case, that means you're guilty and you want to keep it hush hush. All right, I don't think I need to explain it any further because we all get it.
Right.
So he was guilty of those things because he paid for it to hush hush and get out of it.
Right.
All right, but everyone on the Fox, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh, they were like, these women are scum, they're sluts, they're whores. This is just a bunch of nasty women wanting money. So and they were trying to compare him to Bill Clinton. It's like, no, Bill Clinton didn't do anything illegal. It was two consenting adults. All right.
Yeah. It's
bad taste. Not necessarily very funny either, but he still didn't commit a crime.
No.
Herman Cain had committed a crime and paid his way out of it. But now, with this consenting affair, they're now on the Republican side are starting to bash him. It's like they're okay with him oppressing women. It's amazing. It's okay. So as long as there's that hierarchy where women are down here and men are up here, because they're not equals in the typical conservative Republican mindset, women aren't equals. They'll support that and they'll back that probably because they're doing it themselves.
Right.
Just like Newt Gingrich, when he was prosecuting Bill Clinton, he was cheating on his wife too.
Right.
Keep in mind she was dying of cancer, but. When it's a consenting love affair, and I'm not saying it's the right thing to do to cheat on your wife, but when it's a consenting love affair, it kind of puts the two partners on equal playing field. That's when they have a problem with it. That's when they're saying, you need to get out of the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the thing is that I've heard, why are all these women, when the people or the individual, the alleged individual, doesn't have any money, was not popular or anything else, nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, the guy runs for office, and I'm not saying they did the right thing. I'm just saying that, all of a sudden these women come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Well, because they don't want him to be president.
Well,
I mean,
I understand.
They're going to catch. I mean, think about it. First of all, if I had to sleep with Herman Cain at one point in time to get a job,
I shoot myself, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, so I'm going through the mindset, like, okay, I'm desperate. Hey, I've never been starving to the point where I would sleep with a man, but I can only imagine being in that situation. So let's just say I'm very destitute and I need to sleep with Herman Cain. I'm going to really hold a grudge. I mean, I'm going to get my paycheck and like, okay, well, thanks. This will feed the kids or pay off the bills or do whatever, get me over to Greece for a trip or something. But I'm still going to hold a grudge because that SOB, that bastard, I needed this job so bad, and he took complete advantage of my poverty, and I had to sleep with him. So I'm going to hold a grudge. And then next thing you know, 10 years down the road, that piece of garbage is running for president? Oh, hell no. No. People, everybody listen up. This guy is scum. He is scum. I was a slut at one point in time, but he is scum. He is scum. I will admit it. I did sleep with this guy who was bad taste. I was desperate, or I just wanted the money. So either way, I've got plenty of flaws. Don't get me wrong, but he is a lying piece of scum. Because, but they didn't cheat on any husbands.
No.
So there's that,
At least we don't know about.
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty smart.
It was the same thing with with the Tiger Woods. It's like, listen, okay. First of all, we need to all admit here that not only is Tiger scum, all these women that knew he was married, they're all scum.
You give me a break with that. I mean, these women, I tell you what, I mean, they bashed this guy to death.
Yeah.
This Tiger Woods. But I haven't heard anything about the women,
No.
A couple of little words in here.
Well, most of them are, porn stars. But here's the thing about, and again, Bill Clinton. Here's the thing about the Republican Party and why I love to bash them when it comes out that they're scum and sex addicts. Because I don't hold myself on a pure pedestal of family values and Defense of Marriage Act, and we mean to make sure that gays can't adopt children, or they can't go to the military, or they can't even get married, because it's the sanctity of what God has bestowed upon a man and a woman.
Yeah, but let me kill some people in the name of God.
That's right, that's okay. But they're on that pedestal. They're on that high moral pedestal way up here looking down on us Democrats and everything. You're all scum, you liberals and your hippies with your, your free-loving ways and all that. But in the behind the scenes, they're sexually oppressing, they're raping, they're buying hookers, or they're just cheating on their wife for 13 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to say I was drunk and I had $20 and I was on the strip in Vegas, but for 13 years, that is top-notch scum. And what makes it worse is the fact that he is on TV saying, I'm amazing and I'm pure and holy. And he even has a CD, and he has an album about singing to Jesus. It's the hypocrisy. So people, keep in mind, it's not the sin I necessarily hate, it's the sinner. Because it's the hypocrisy behind it. Do I care that he cheated on his wife? If he said, if Herman Cain was just said, hey, if he ran as an independent, let's just say, growing up, for me, example, I was in the Marine Corps. I've had my share of sleeping with a prostitute. Okay, that was the rite of passage. All right, yeah, you're in the military too, so really shocking. So, if I were to run for office, okay, there's a lot of crap that's going to come out. People, I just want you to know I'm a flawed human being. I will fight for your right, and I will try to take your word and your voice to Washington. But I have made mistakes in the past. We're all human. When I was in the military, I kind of went with the flow of things, and there may have been some underage Asian Orientals and the massage parlor, but whatever. Hey, when in Rome. But for me to come out and just say, I like to thank Jesus and my loving wife, and I was a virgin until I got married, and shame on every you smoked. For Pete's sake, you smoked, you did drugs, and you had, premarital affairs. That is scum. You should not get a vote. You should not get married. You should not be able to do any of these things. You are awful. Okay, that is when I'm scum. It's the hypocrisy. That is what we hate.
Well, it's back in the old days. I'm talking about the days of the Crusades and that type of thing. Who cared about what the king was doing? except another king.
Well, nobody, but they were all doing it. Like JFK was getting laid every single time, but he wasn't on a pedestal. He wasn't condemning people for doing what he was doing.
Even nowadays, the foreign politics, you know, the king of France, the premier, and all of these people, they cannot understand that situation about the American people.
Well, then again, it wasn't illegal back then.
No, but I said, even now, they say, you know, they crucified a guy because he went to bed with somebody, so what? That doesn't make him a bad president.
Well, you're right. And again, Bill Clinton was an amazing president and could balance a budget even if he was, you know, getting a little something on the side.
Yeah,
but it's the hypocrisy and the fact that not only are they, you know, being hypocrites, but they're also having policy and dictating. They're affecting people's life. Mm-hmm. Their hypocrisy is affecting. Like Newt Gingrich was cheating on his wife while she was dying of cancer, but he's going to go on a pedestal and try to defend the sanctity of marriage and try to say that gays can't get married.
That's the part that I don't like.
Their hypocrisy is affecting their policies,
that's right.
And their policies are ruining people's lives.
Right. That's what it is. So, folks, until the next, don't get us excited, you know.
And don't get me wrong, okay? You know what? If it makes people feel better, I didn't commit a crime because there's a camera in the room. So that's all, you know. Because at that point, they're actresses.
That's it.
So and that's accepted.
So until the next time, Adrian Dante,
Sergeant Lamb.
Take care.